way you were able to confirm or deny your school's juiciest rumor. There was a rumor in my school that Mr. Potter was secretly a former gangster. Part of the rumor actually started because of how nerdy he was. He wore these thick black glasses that were always slightly crooked, cardigans over button-downs, and the same khakis every day. He kept a green tea thermos on his desk and did Wordle every morning before the bell. 3 today, scholars. We're winning. He called everyone scholar, even the juniors still in Algebra 1. He had a cat poster that said hang in there and said okie dokie without irony. But there was something about him you couldn't explain. He only ever wore sleeves, even in 100-degree heat. They rolled up once, and I saw he had faded tattoos on his forearm of letters and numbers. Even stranger, a man in a black Mercedes picked up a kid from class once. Gold chain, face tattoo. The man looked through the window, Mr. Potter, and nodded at him. Mr. Potter nodded back. Then halfway through junior year, these 3 transferred to our school. Jalen, Keon, and Darius. They instantly started walking the halls like they owned them. They'd throw up signs and called themselves shooters, even though the closest they'd been to a gun was Call of Duty. They weren't real gangsters, but they wanted everyone to think they were. They loved asking Mr. Potter about his past. Yo, Mr. Potter, be real. You used to bang. You got that energy. Mr. Potter would just smile and shake his head. Sorry to disappoint, but I was in the chess club, gentlemen. They'd laugh and call him a dork. Everyone thought they were just harmless wannabes until they started targeting Maya. She had cerebral palsy and used a wheelchair. Kindest girl I'd ever met. Said good morning to everyone in a different language every day, just so she could say, you learn something new every day. They started with impressions, mocking how she talked, dragging out their words, flapping their hands while other kids laughed. Then they started hiding her backpack so she'd have to wheel around looking for it. Teachers gave them warnings, but nothing changed. Then Darius took it further one day. He rolled Maya into the bathroom, locked the stall, and dumped every single one of her books into the toilet. He filmed the whole thing. Her crying on camera, him laughing. He shared it with Keon and Jalen. Maya sat in that stall for an hour after he left, sobbing violently. The next Monday, her seat was empty. Her mom had pulled her out because she was too scared to come back. That Wednesday, I stayed behind after class and told Mr. Potter everything. I don't know what I was expecting, but he always seemed different to other teachers. Mr. Potter listened without a word. Thank you for telling me, scholar, he said when I finished, then took a long sip of his tea. Go on home now. It's taken care of. 2 days later, I was walking home when a black car pulled up beside me. My whole body went cold. The window slid down. Older guy, neck tattoo. You in Mr. Potter's class? I could barely nod. Those 3 kids playing gangster? Which one's the worst? My mouth was so dry I could barely speak. Darius. He nodded once. The car pulled away. Fast forward to that Monday. Darius didn't come to school. At first I figured he was just sick, but then he wasn't there Tuesday either. Or Wednesday. By Thursday I wanted to ask Jalen and Keon what happened, but when I walked over at lunch, they grabbed their trays and scurried away. They were different now as well. No more gang signs, no more tough talk. They flinched at loud noises and kept their eyes on the ground. But Mr. Potter taught like nothing had changed. Wordle scores, cat poster, okie dokie scholars, page 84. Then Friday came, and Darius walked through the door. I barely recognized him. He'd lost weight, had dark circles around his eyes. His hands wouldn't stop trembling. He didn't say a word to anyone, just sat in the back corner and stared at his desk. That same day, Maya came back to class. She rolled through the door. Mr. Potter didn't make a speech, just nodded and said, welcome back, scholar. We missed you. Nobody looked at her wrong. Nobody touched her things. Jalen literally held the door open for her. Friday afternoon, I was getting books from my locker when I saw Darius shoving his books into his bag. I had to know. I walked over. Darius, what happened? He froze. Didn't look at me. For a long time, he didn't say anything at all. They put me in a trunk, he finally said. Drove for an hour. I thought I was gonna die. His voice was hollow, like something had been scraped out of him. These 3 men took me to a warehouse, made me watch videos, real videos. What happens in prison to people who hurt kids? Then they asked if I wanted to be like those people. He turned to look at me. You know who they called